Hi, I've never done one of these before. I am nervous as all hell. I am excited. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is essentially where my whole collecting mentality began, and growing up as a kid, I always wanted to open a Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon booster box, because it was essentially like the holy grail of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards back in the day. Some people like Magician's Force for specific reasons, and no shade to them. I understand why, but Legend of the Blue Eyes White Dragon was like, it was like the base set of Pokemon. It was just something that was unattainable by the time that I was already into it. I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably, I was definitely a teenager, and it was probably around the time that the Rainbow stuff was out, Tactical Evolution I think it was, and it was just insane to like look back on. I don't know if this was officially the first set, but one of the first sets, and to just want to open them. So to actually hold, like, this is a reprint box, I should probably say that. This isn't a first edition, this is a 25th anniversary box, obviously. So to actually be able to open, you know, probably the closest thing I'll ever get to in my lifetime is exciting and a little nerve-wracking and very nostalgic. It's weird just holding one of these booster packs in my hands. I didn't think I would ever get to. Cost, like, obviously money financially. Not always being amazing. Still isn't amazing, but always being something that you have to think about. Just didn't think I'd get to. So I'm like shaking a little bit, and I don't know if that's because I'm recording myself and I don't usually record myself, or if it's solely because I'm opening cards like this. I'm just going to throw those on the floor for now. Obviously the playmat isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a Pokemon one. So let's see if we can pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, or a Dark Magician. I'm pretty sure Dark Magician's in this one as well. I've always wanted to just like pull one. Memorico. I had an original one of these. I had a lot of these actually originally, but you know, none of the big crazy hitters. And it looks like there's some weird sort of like, I don't know, etching, no, not etching, more like, I don't know, grain on the front of the cards. I don't know if that's normal. I don't think I've like stared at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card underneath a light. So for myself, I am primarily a collector. I don't play anymore, and I collect many. Oh, there's an uncommon. Oh shit, a Raigeki Holo. An actual one of these from like the original set, worth heaps. I don't know if I'm going to put prices on screens or do any of that sort of stuff. Maybe if it's in the video, then yeah, I've done it. But seeing that as a holo is pretty cool. This is like one of the most overpowered spells. I really don't play many card games anymore. I collect like all of them. Like, oh my god, all of them. I just love the artwork for Magic. I love the nostalgia feeling for Pokemon, even though it's far from what it used to be. But, you know, I'm not trying to be old man. I know what I remember and what I like, and some of them are pretty, I don't know, personal. The styles, I guess, the art styles are personal. But that's pretty sick for a first pack. Like, I have no idea what the prices are going to be on this reprint set, obviously, just going into it blind. What they'll change to, what they'll adapt to, but I guess for me personally, this is just a really cool experience to be able to see these cards again, and in like near mint or mint sort of condition. Hinatama, Spirit of the Harp uncommon, Fiend Reflection, Book of the Secret Arts, Raised Body Heat, Firegrass. Primarily played a lot as a teenager. I don't think I really got into collecting until like, God, I think I just left my, like, what I had kind of in my closet and got back into it a lot later. Like, once it stopped being cool, I kind of dropped it with everybody else. I was never like fully into it the whole time, but Like most people, I started with Pokemon and then moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit later. Like as a kid, I really didn't understand the appeal, but once you see a bunch of people playing it in high school, it's like, ooh, and you're that sort of nerd. It became a lot more appealing, and the art was really cool. I always liked the idea of like fighting with monsters, even though that's essentially what Pokemon is as well. But I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh was just like the cool, edgy cousin. It just hit a bit different. Furious Seeking. So I don't know like how rare some of the rare cards are in this set. But it's definitely something that's like always been on my like collector bucket list. Just be able to like go through one of the original sets, or even to just like, I don't know, see a first edition in person. I had a lot of starter deck cards, a lot of like the ones that came in tins. I remember that. I don't even know if any of these cards are even considered like viable anymore. Yu-Gi-Oh's in such a weird place now than what it used to be. I've seen like enough memes on it to fully describe how it is now, but I don't understand it. I really don't collect any Yu-Gi-Oh modern stuff. Only like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I get into still would be any of like this throwback stuff, or if they're reprinting like an old card, that's kind of where I jump back into it. The Ghost Rares were pretty cool for a bit, but god, that was so hard to find. Flame Ghost, Dark King of the Abyss, Man-Eater, Legendary Swordsman, Chanting Mermaid. I don't even know what the pull rates are of like modern at the moment. Like that's the first, obviously that's the first super rare that we've seen, and it's a good one, but I am unsure if they spit them out a lot more, and if this is truly just going back to the original Petite Dragon, sort of like drop rates, pull rates of good cards. Ninja, Man-Eater, Beast Fangs, Vile Germs, Furious Seeking. This definitely does feel, though, kind of like I'm opening original Yu-Gi-Oh, which is, I'm guessing that's what they were going for. And to just, I guess, to experience them again is pretty cool. Ooh, we have something. Mystical Elf. Did they... I don't recall, did the element and the stars always shine with the super rares, or was that a newer thing? Mystical Sheep, Woody Phantom, Chanting Man, Beaver Warrior. Definitely remember that guy. And just seeing how like low the attacks and defenses are of some of these cards now. Like, are they even playable? It's really unfortunate if they're just relics of the past entirely. I'm sure there's still like dragon decks and stuff that are like based around the Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician, Fisher. This was such a good card. Just randomly destroy. Well, not randomly. Metabat, Ray and Temperature, Kumutoko, Two Mouth. That card was always freaking weird looking. Legendary Sword, Steel Ogre Grotto, Terror the Terrible. Oh, those swords are revealing light in the hollow. No, that's pretty cool. Hard Armor. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Raise Body Heat. I used to mostly just play with my friends. We used to hold like little tournaments in our kind of like local area, but they were never super popular. I definitely wasn't the best player in our group, but I think I was okay back in the day, at the time anyway. But again, with the rules being, well, oh shite, that is something spicy. A secret rare. Gaia the Dragon Champion. Now that's an OG. An OG fusion. That's pretty cool. God, it just feels so insane to hold some of these cards. Like fresh out of the pack. It's such a different sort of thing. Like all I remember seeing, well, not all I remember, but whenever you see some of these big hitting cards, they'd almost always be in a slab, like through a graded company. And it's like, yeah, that's a relic. Basically never going to see a new one of those again. But to like pull them out of the pack is just such a exciting, different feeling. Trail of the Nightmare. Metal Dragon. I don't remember ever using this guy. He looks cool though. I like the art. I think they had such a small team of artists back in there. He is again. Two-Mouth Dark Ruler. Small team of artists back in the day, because a lot of the artwork is very similar to itself. I don't know if it still is as much today, but obviously the variety is kind of all over the place. I see mechas, I see like almost Pokemon looking things at some places, and then you also see insane like magical girl explosive stuff just going all over the place. Steel like a Grotto, Hinatama, Warrior, ooh. Charabin the Fire Knight. He's pretty cool. Oh, he's not even a holo, and I was getting excited. Remove Trap, Hard Armor, Mountain, Dark King of the Abyss. Also a pretty creepy looking like card style for that guy. I don't remember how often the secret rares used to drop. Was it like one a box, or was it even less than that, or was it more than that usually? Maybe there's two. I'm definitely just going to open the one though. Just the one box today. Being a first video, I definitely don't want to overstay my welcome. I'll probably even edit this down. I'm not good at editing either. Like this is all new to me. This is just something I really, really like and wanted to share out there. I do watch a lot of, obviously, like bigger name card openers and entertainers. I'm not going to mention them by name right now, maybe later. I have specific like childhood memories of me and a couple of cousins that would like meet up and Monster Egg. And we just play Yu-Gi-Oh! This was back when we were like, oh god, like 11, 12. Just like really, really get into the jewels. And the TV show, just watching that, like, that's such a like insane place to put myself now mentally. Obviously being an old grumpy adult. Is to just be like sitting on a bed with a couple of friends and just like watching Yu-Gi-Oh! While playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, totally could still do it today. And if you do, props to you. Like, it's such a like good headspace to be in. Forest Petite. I do remember the Reaper of the Cards. That was such a sick card. Made of Bats. Lesser Dragon. Sogen. And Lavas. I've seen this guy around, but I don't think I ever had him. Fast-moving bird-like creature that strangles opposing monsters with its long, thin arms. It's a bit of an interesting design. He's kind of got like a Power Ranger helmet thing going on there with the spindly monster limbs. Turtle Tiger. Orabi. Dark Grey. Demon Goat. Basic Insect. Aquamador. Silverfang. I always thought that wolf was cool, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. Nothing else to say. Lavas again. Follow Wind. Masaki, the legendary swordsman. Really hoping we get to see at least another secret rare. Well, or even just another super rare. One-eyed shield dragon. I was always into the dragons, like every other person, I suppose. Dragons were always so cool. Soul Rock. Misaruzami. Kurama, sorry. Vicious bird that attacks from the skies with its whip-like tail. I think my favorite deck when I was still a teenager playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was based around the Red Eyes, was it Red Eyes Black Darkness Dragon or Red Eyes Darkness Dragon? I think it was the first structure deck that I bought myself, or starter deck, whatever they call them. I just saw it I remember I saw it in a Kmart or Toy World magazine, one of our Australian kind of distributors, and I just saw the deck. I was like, oh, I have to have it. I have to do what I can to buy it. It's just so awesome. I mean, growing up, I really did not have money. So most of the cards I had were either fake or just pity cards from older relatives, or I guess I never bought a booster pack, I can say that. I don't think I bought a booster pack literally until the Tactical Evolution era, just because it was money we didn't have. So buying that structure deck was huge to me. It was huge. And it sucked, but it really sucked. I don't think I ever won with it, but I was just so happy to have it. Mystical Moon. Is that a gold riding card? Ooh, that's an ultra rare. Drooling Lizard. Nemoriko. Oh god, is that him? Yo, Dark Magician. In an ultra rare, that's so cool. It's one of the two big guys in Legend of the Blue Eyes. I pulled him right now. That's amazing. Red Menacin, Ray and Temperature, Fiend Reflection. I don't know how many secret rares there were in Legend of the Blue Eyes. I remember the what was it called? It's the big purple dragon dude. That's the only one I remember. I didn't even know the guy, the dragon champion, was in this. That's pretty cool. I thought he was in a Gladiator's Assault or a later set. One of the, I guess, Joey focused ones. Sandstone, Petite Angel, Skull Servant, Silver Bow and Arrow, Metal Dragon, Skull Redbird, Book of Secret Arts, Mystical Sheep number 2, and Frenzied Panda. I'm actually really happy about that Dark Magician. I should put it in a sleeve. I do have sleeves and stuff in that area, and I'll chuck them all on when we're done. Only a couple left. I should pull out the rest. There's only 3 left, including the one I'm doing now. If anyone's opened an actual Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon pack and has gotten the chance to open one of these, let me know how different it is or how similar it feels to just open the actual plastic. I mean, it's probably heaps different now, but do you still get that same feeling? Are you still excited? I mean, it's kind of hard to compare when you're a kid, or even if you're an adult with some money that really wanted to open one of their own. Oh crap, a Dark Hole. Super rare. That's pretty cool. That was also, much like Raigeki, kind of one of the game ending cards. Destroy all monsters on the field. Just wipes the whole thing. Because I remember back in the day there wasn't a lot of counter spell and counter trap activity. Beaver Warrior. I don't even think many monster cards had that, but now I think, now almost every second special summon is can't hurt me with traps, can't hurt me with spells. So they have to do one of those huge 5 or 6 card combos to summon Purple Warrior Knight Spaghetti Man that just wipes everything on the opponent's side of the field and wins the game. Which is pretty much how it feels now to me. But I mean, to be honest, I haven't really pushed myself to learn how all the new cards work, but all I see is these massive combos where people just win on their first turn or second turn. And I never really understood the synchro monsters, and I think that's kind of where I started to tune out, unfortunately. But Yu-Gi-Oh was definitely like where I learned or like discovered that, oh, I don't just want to play, I want to collect. And I kind of just kept doing it. So thanks, Yu-Gi-Oh, thank you. I'm now where I am today because of this. Dragon Capture Jar, that was a cool card. I think I use that in like every single dragon deck. Actually, no. The opposite. This is the one that would screw up my deck specifically. Change all face-up dragon-type monsters on the field to defense position. Also, they cannot change their battle positions. So no, I definitely didn't use that one. I think it was used against me quite a lot. That's why I remember it. Root Water, Follow Wind, Witty Phantom. Last pack. Can we get something exciting? Definitely not ungrateful though. The Dark Magician and the Secret Rare, very awesome. Power of Kaishin. Trial of Nightmare. Yami. Basic Insect. No, another bloody Dragon Capture Jar, there you go. Metabat, Red Medicine, Beaver Warrior, and Firegrass. Oh man. Just going through like that nostalgia of some of these cards. It's just bringing me back to happy places. Would have like folders full of these, just so many folders and binders and all sorts of things. And I was one of those kids or one of those people that just had like that one special binder that all of the coolest cards would go into. You're always super protective of it, even though like looking back it's like, oh, I should have been more careful with that. I mean, times were so different then. It was like nobody had a deck box. Barely anyone used sleeves. All we had was like rubber bands and pockets full of sand. And the cards just got obliterated most of the time. It was different for sure. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Maybe I'll post more videos of me opening other stuff. It's not always just Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I open quite a lot of different trading cards, specifically, you know, collectible card game sort of thing. That's definitely more what I'm into. So here they all are in their respective sleeves and top loaders. Dark Magician is still probably the coolest, although the guy, the Dragon Champion, is pretty sick as well. Thank you for watching. This is my first video. I'm still very nervous about just talking to nobody in the room. But I really love like all of the card collecting community, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic, MetaZoo, Weiss Schwartz, even One Piece, and just all of the new stuff as well. Like it's so fun to see people getting excited about this stuff still to this day. I want to give this away. Just leave a comment below. It can be about anything. You can say I did a good job. You can say I did a terrible job. I'll use a random comment selector to just pick someone, and I'll send it to you. I'm not going to charge you for it or anything stupid. But yeah, just leave a comment. Positive, negative, neutral. Tell me your favorite monster. Tell me your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh set. Tell me what you had for dinner. It doesn't matter. No bias. All right. Thanks. See ya.